Hello. Ugh. Oh, I am not well prepared for this stream. I should have prepared some stuff first. Hold on. Oh, my screen is dying. Hold on. We'll need to. There's some stuff that I want to show. They need to actually prepare. Okay, no, okay, I think I'm good. Alright, hello. Right, hello. Welcome to the stream. Oh. Man, I'm tired as fuck today. How have you guys been? Da, 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 da. Jesus, I'm so tired today. Why am I so tired? Oh, you got— oh shit, you did it? After you said feed RNG was, I took the mounted one. This was what I used earlier for, like, my latest attempt. I still feel like I couldn't really use cone that well. Or maybe I should just use, like, all-out, like, huge range units. Maxed out little KD. My little KD is also pretty high. I mean, it's not, like max high, it's still pretty high. Cone is weird. I don't know. I actually didn't like it. I actually didn't like Cone. It was kind of weird. Like, cause like, yeah, it stalls better, but also like Dolphina stacks up. Like, on the second Dolphina, I guess I'm fine with using Cone, but like on the first Dolphina, if I use Cone, like the Dolphina will stack up, because like the first Dolphina just wouldn't die that easily. Singa Jack, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Okay, hold on. I just realized, why is there no sound? Was there any sound at all? We'll test. There is. I guess I just didn't. There is. Okay, I guess I just didn't listen or something. I don't know. But yeah, thank you for the Prime sub, Sinkan. Mini Stars Dragon attack Doron. Okay, my Doron is not true form, but I don't think that should matter that much. Manic Eraser 50, Boulder, Housewife 50. What is my Housewife level? Yeah, my house is also 50. Plus Cat Researcher 50. Cat Researcher 50? Does that like tank a Dolphina hit, I wonder? So first I might as well, might need something else for your levels. I don't think my level is that far off though. Like, the only one that I don't have is I guess like your main Doron and your 50 Doron and your Max Dragon, but I don't think that should matter too much. Yours does? Really? Okay, I guess I should have upgraded Cat Researcher to 50 then, because mine does not survive Dolphina. So, I don't know. But I'm not gonna play Brainwash Titan on stream anyways. Bring the 47? Gotcha. I'll take note of that. I'm not gonna play Brainwash Titan right here anyways. I already told you I don't wanna do it on stream. I might do it after stream, but I don't think I'm gonna do it on stream. But yeah, plan for today, I think for now I'm just going to focus on talking about 13.1. 13.1 has just been released. How long ago has it been released? It's been a while by now. It's like been a week or so. BC update info. When is that? It's on 21st. Okay, yeah, it's basically been a week. So it has been a week since 13.1 dropped. Of course, it's dropped in JP, not in EN. There are several things that have not dropped in JP still, so not everything can be covered. So if I show this real quick, I have covered some of the unreleased stuff with with the logo of the Battle Cats wiki. These are things that I basically can't really speak of because, you know, it's not something that is out yet. Oh? Wait, hold on. Why is Twitch layout sucks? Okay, there we go. But yeah, there are some stuff here that I could not talk about. I did leave out the rarity, but there are some stuff that I can't talk about yet because these are not released. Also completely unrelated for no reason whatsoever. Does anyone here play JP? And does anyone here, if anyone's here plays JP, and has Metal Slug Uber, can you please tell me that if perhaps there's a true form button or not? Just saying, you know, I'm just asking for absolutely no particular reason at all. Not because I can't show if there's an existing true form or anything. I'm just wondering if you're a JP player and you have Metal Slug Uber, can you move to the unit upgrade screen and perhaps is there a true form button? That's all that I want to know. For no reason whatsoever. But otherwise I'd imagine most people don't, so yeah, so 13.1 dropped a week ago. There's not that much they can cover from here. Like in the new cats section, I can only show, I guess, 2. The rest are unreleased. I can tease that there's this new legend rare, that's all. There's a new slot in the legend rare section in the cat dictionary, you know, that's all I can say. And then there's one new ultra form, which is Cat 6 Siege Engine. There's 2 new talents. This is basic talent, one for what's your name again? Sarukani, right? One for Sarukani, one for Noiluga, and one more ultra talent for Nurse Cat. For enemy, again, I can't show these, but I can show that there's one more enemy, and this enemy is going to be the new drop for the new cat. Ignore what I just scrolled down there. So overall, there's actually not that much they can cover. I can't cover much for now until some of these are released, but I will cover on what is already out, because, like, in my opinion, most of these don't matter. This thing is something that I'm not going to care about. This is something that, like, I guess people who use Ubers are gonna care about more. I don't do that, so I don't really care. This is also an Uber rare, so I don't really care about that either. No, actually, I kind of like want to talk about this Uber rare on the top, but not really so much of the legend rare, because I think this one is funny, but otherwise not really. The wiki update, basically. It is the update where you get the Battle Cats wiki as a unit. I'm gonna go through some of the less interesting stuff first, and then I'll move on to, like, the new unit and I guess the new mechanic, which we'll talk about, because there's a pretty big mechanic that I'm pretty sure most of you guys have already known. Hi Feba. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start with the basic talents. The basic talents for Noiluga. Noiluga, who for the longest time ever, in his base form, has immune to wave, knockback, freeze, slow, weaken, warp, and curse. Despite having no target whatsoever, finally gets a target of relic targeting. One of his talents allows him to get a strong against relic. Right over, where is it? Talents? Hello? Oh, is it not being listed here? Oh no, here it is. Strong against. So this is one of his main talents. He becomes strong against relic enemies. This is an instant unlock for a new ability and a new trait targeting. It costs 150 in total. Usually these sort of stuff cost 100, but since this one also unlocks a new trait targeting instantly, this the price goes up a little bit. The other is Survive Lethal, where at max it'll have 100% Survive Lethal, and Toxic Immunity, and basic stat buff. Overall, honestly, I kind of somewhat like this, but also not really. I think having a relic targeting for Nobilan is actually kind of good. There's a lot of relic units that Nobilan can hit. Things like Puffsley, things like Autumn, things like, what's his name, Loris, the floating head, Loki. There's a lot of relic enemies, like troublesome relic enemies that Nobilan can hit. But I think only having strong against this, I don't know about that one, Chief. Like, your base DPS is like 3,000. I don't think people are gonna invest on this, is the thing. You do not really have the stats to be that good against Relic. Like, even though I think range-wise you are really good against Relic, your damage does not really help when it comes to, like, if it's only boosted by like 50%, which is like, it's like it doesn't increase by that much. Personally, I think what would be good if you maybe give it massive damage. If you give it massive damage, I think this would actually be more worth it. If it's massive damage, the damage would be significantly higher. It'll actually trump a lot of like LD options for relics. Another thing that I think it could have is, I guess, strong against and maybe curse. If it can also curse relic backliners, if it can curse things like Puffsy, Autumn, Loki, whatever, Loris, then I think it would be an actually pretty good support as well. Curse or freeze or whatever, I think that would be good. But as of right now, if it's just strong, I don't really know about that. It definitely improves him, and I think that's a step in the right direction. But I think Ponos is a fucking coward. I don't know why. Ponos really likes to when it comes to like, especially when it comes to like talents and ultra talents, shitty units get shitty talents. I don't know why that is the case, but that's always been the case with Ponos. I don't understand why they do this. The only time that maybe someone gets good is like, there's like a 20% chance that if you get ultra talent, your ultra talent will be good even if you're a bad unit. Examples would be Ku, Anubis, Akira, but even then, that's like a huge investment that not a lot of people are willing to make. But when it comes to like basic talent, holy shit, there's like basically no Uber that turns from bad into good because of basic talent. That just does not exist. Shitty units will get awful talents until Ultra comes for them, if it happens. Yeah. I will say, like, Ultra form so far has been really good for like basically every unit that got them. Although I think Dioramos is still a little bit, I think it's still like a huge step up compared to talents. But yeah, that's basically it for Nobi talent. The other thing is Sarukani talent, which has gotten a pretty big win for this one. There's immune to toxic, immune to freeze, which I think both are pretty good. Immune to toxic, I guess, still it's very it doesn't work on like a lot of stages. It works on a couple of stages, and I think it'll still help. Immune to freeze, I think it's a pretty big one. You're going to be able to use it in a lot of stages that you usually won't be able to, I guess. But even then, generally, I think it's a little bit situational. But the main big thing that Sarukani gets is at max 20% chance to Savage Blow, which is huge. 20% is a little bit rare, admittedly. I think, how do I put it? It's like given given Sarukani's attack rate, which is not that crazy. Sarukani's attack rate, where is it? Is 7 seconds long. Like, that's pretty long. For a 20% chance, the chance of this happening might not be that great. It's still going to be, like, very luck-based. 20% isn't that great. You can't really fully rely on it. But if it happens, this is going to do so much damage. Savage Blow is times 3 damage. So, on here, he will do basically like almost 150, 120, 140-ish damage at level 30. Imagine that at higher level, and imagine that against angels or zombies. It's going to one-shot basically majority of zombies, if you're lucky with it. It is very, very good. The question is, do you want to actually invest in 235 NP? It's still quite a lot of NP. It is still pretty luck-based, but it's still a pretty good one too. Effectively a 60% damage increase on average. It's a little bit hard to say when it comes to Savage Blow. The thing about Savage Blow is that it's so random, and like there are times where like your Savage Blow hit would actually like miss the target completely. There are times where your Savage Blow hit would keep on occurring. It's way too random to want to like get like an average damage increase when it comes to Savage Blow. It's like when it comes to Savage Blow, you don't go like, oh, the DPS increase. No, when you have Savage Blow, you go, oh, I have a chance to like insta kill enemies. That's what Savage Blow is. You don't really go like, oh, the general damage is higher. That's usually not how Savage Blow works. I know that like mathematically that's gonna be like easier to understand, but realistically, that's not how it works unless your unit have like really high chance of Savage Blow, or if your unit's attack rate is like really, really, really high. Then that maybe you can say like the average damage is increasing, but otherwise, if it's a unit like Sarukani, where it attacks like every 8 seconds, a 20% Savage Blow, you can't really add to the calculation of average damage. That's just not how it works. You can't really look at that unit that way. But yeah, good talent. It's still really expensive, but it's good. Oh, what else is... Okay, I'll talk about Nurse a little bit later. I guess that's all for like the side thing. It's literally just a talent, so I guess let's move on to the spicy stuff. Let's talk about the enemy first. Let's talk about Socrates. View image. Let's talk about Socrates. This motherfucker. Hold on, I need the footage. It's him. The Nyanko and Shanko. Let's see. Johanna, you uploaded the Socrates footage, right? I should just use that. Okay, well, okay, let me... Before this, I guess I can go to, like, the new ZL. Right, so this is the new ZL. Of course, there's a new chapter. This chapter is a bunch of nothing. This chapter is very, very easy, I swear. Cyberface, Gobble, Haterbot, Zooks, Ginger Snake, Saint Piggy, Reynard, Johnny Leon, Goku, one Borophim, Crockley, and Ribble. By the way, this Borophim, remember, this is ZL9. This is ZL9, right? Remember that ZL is after UL. After 48 chapters of Stories of Legend, after 48 chapters of Uncanny Legend, after so much trials and tribulation, you finally reach ZL, and on the ninth chapter, this Borophim is still 100% notification.
This, I don't know why Ponos hates Borofim so much. They would buff Winged Piggy to hell and back, but Borofim, no! Fuck that, keep him at 100%. Why? Just buff this guy, man. This poor guy has been 100% since SOL. Why? What the fuck? Like, they buff Winged Piggy like crazy on ZL8. Winged Piggy was like really strong in the previous chapter. But no, Borofim, ZL9, still 100%. This poor guy dies from everything. Like, what the fuck? He died, this is the most, like, easily counterable by ramen unit, by ramen enemy. Like, Winged Piggy is, like, hard to counter with, like, ramen because it still deals big damage and still goes, like, a high range. Borofim is a melee attacker that, like, dies from, like, ramen spam. Why is he 100%? The funniest stage is still the one where you can prevent him from spawning if you don't reach the death needed for him to appear. It's the one where it's the one with Search Base where you just, like, go with rock, right? Like, you just, bait the search with rock. That is really funny. Borofim is their cash refresh. It's so weird. Like, jeez. I don't know why. They just hate Borofim so much. And then there's like an Axolotl stage. I think this is like Kugelschreiber, where there's only like one enemy at a time. Axolotl, Zemel, Death Cory, and the Red Cyclone. Oh my god, that's so scary, guys. I can't 1v1 Red Cyclone. I wouldn't fucking a single Red Cyclone. Holy shit. One Zolo, Relic, Doge, Mr. Celaboodle, Gravy, and Emos. I think this one is still very easy. It's a very generic stage. Now, how about this one? ZL96. A stage that begins by sending out Doge Dart and 677, with more Doge Darts spawning with every 10 seconds throughout the fight. Isn't that so simple? Isn't that such a simple looking stage? It's just two enemies. It's just a boss and a constant Dark Doge. That's it. It's just Dark Doge and a single enemy. That's it. Surely this is easy, right? Guys? Guys, I'm sure this is easy, right? Alright, hold on. Let me show a footage. Where is it? Ah, here it is. Alright, so this is ZL96. No, not ad. Oh my god, why is my ad blocker not working? Okay, hold on. No, shut up. Why is my ad blocker not working? What the fuck? Wait, no, this isn't what I want. What? That's not what I copied. Hello? Ah, there it is. Okay. Alright. So, this is attachment to a good life, as Johanne put it. By the way, new music. I should probably turn off my audio. Hold on. Alright, new music. Can you even hear the music? The music is very quiet, I think, but whatever. There it is. There he is. That's Socrates. He literally moves like a sliding PNG. Like, look at this. He just moves from left to right, sliding like that, and he attacks with like only shining. But my god, this guy has like the attack rate of Sorel and has like the LD of Eulala. You seeing what's happening right now? Everything is getting fucking shredded. And you see that there's like, you see Cyberpunk and Sniper over there? Like, these are like usually the boss killer, where there's like, oh, you know, it's just a single enemy. Using Cyber and Sniper would like absolutely destroy this guy, right? No, this is basically like required. You can beat it without, but it is absurd without both Cyber and Sniper. And you might wonder, it's like, well, if you have both Cyber and Sniper, surely it can like perma, like okay, surely it can perma-slow, right? Like here, no, hold on, alright, so, Cyber attacks here, right? Cyber attacks here, right? So Cyber's slowing all of them, right? Cyber's slowing the Dark Doge, Cyber's slowing the main enemy, right? So they're all slowed together, right? But look at that. Do you see that? Do you see this? The Socrates is off of the slow, and the Doge has not. You see that? Socrates is already off slow. He's not slowed anymore. The Doge is still slowed. The Doge is still slowed, but the Socrates is not. It resists every CC abilities. It resists every debuff. It's not immune. It's not immune. It's not immune to freeze. It's not immune to slow, but it resists. So the Sage Socrates has this sub-trait. It is a floating enemy, but it also has a new sub-trait. The sub-trait is called Sage. What the Sage sub-trait does is that it gives a natural resist to every single debuff. It resists weaken, it resists freeze, it resists slow, it even resists knockback. Like you see, when Sniper knock him back, whenever Sniper knocks him back, he only gets knocked back by like a small amount. You see that? Like, you see the knockback distance from here? So he starts off here, he gets knocked back. You see how small he gets knocked back? Like, he gets knocked back by like 10 centimeters. He resists everything. Slow becomes much slow and freeze and weaken duration becomes much shorter. Knockback distance becomes much shorter. Everything is shorter. Yes, it's shorter by about 70%. So you see why this guy is really relentless. It is very hard to want to CC him. You can't really use like you can't really try to use like Necrodancer stack, because he would get off the freeze like immediately. You can't try to like Healer Cheese or anything. He would get off the freeze immediately. Even things like Breaker Blast or Freeze Bolt, he would also resist those. Your like level 30 Freeze Bolt would feel like level 10. Everything is going to feel really short with him. And you see his damage is kind of big too. So the secret here that Johanna used, that he's been using this entire time, is Nekokamon, the Gold Brick Cat. But there's a special remedy to this Gold Brick Cat that Johanna is using. You see what base he's using? The base he's using, not the top, but the bottom of the base. He's using the anti-floating base. He has a level 30, I think level 30 or level 20. He has a max floating resist base with a defense up. So he has like an extra 15% resist on the floating and a defense up. And with both of these active, Nekokamon can take one extra hit. That's like the min-max. That's like the crazy min-max that you need to do to deal with this boss currently. It is so insane. A level 50 gold brick with maximum level anti-floating base and a defense up for you to be able to stall this guy. That's like how crazy it is. And it's still like a huge pain in the ass. Yeah, you can see it's like he has triple cyber stack. And like this guy is still like kinda pushing. Once you get like 2 or 3 cybers, it's basically over, but like it's still like very scary. This guy is very relentless. Is this guy kind of like 440? Sora, it's way worse. You see his attack rate, right? Like, this is not sped up that crazy. This is a little bit sped up, I think, but it's not sped up that crazy. And you can see his attack rate is insane. His attack rate is literally similar to that of like Sorel or like Enemy Hyper Mister, I think. I think Enemy Hyper Mister is the closest comparison. Or I guess like Cat Unit Hyper Mister. This guy attacks fast. And he has really long LD too. So let me... Actually, hold on. Let me play... If there's any video of like the new music playing in the background. 30.1 new music. Alright, this one. Okay, there we go. Let's play this at the background currently, because this music is actually also really, really nice. This music is very nice. This music is very good. And also, I guess you gotta zoom in on Socrates' design right here. So, yeah, his name is Socrates. I think his name is Socrates. I think there's like a pun in cat somewhere over there. If you watch my Christmas video, the reason why there's a random Socrates, a random sage thinking with like a pillar behind him, it's because it's this guy. It's supposed to be this guy. This music is sort of a remix of like the main battle theme too. It's really nice. I really like this music. But yeah, his design is kind of like a statue of like the Tinker, but with like the face is destroyed for some reason. So that's kind of cool. Let me see. Alright, so this is the enemy stats. This is Socrates. He has 4 million HP. His attack power is 24,000. With the attack frequency of 0.7 seconds. His DPS, you can see here, is 34k. It's kind of insane. He is floating, so you can use Octo on it. Even though he resists things like Weaken or Freeze and Slow, he doesn't really counter enemies if enemies... he doesn't really counter cats that has like massive damage or like resist. So if Octo has resist, he doesn't like nullify the resist or anything like that. He only nullifies the debuffs to himself. But if you use like Windy or like Kai, then the multiplier will still work as intended. So you can see here his attack range is 250. Also, please tell me if the music is too loud. Is the music too loud? I don't think so, right? So you see his standing range is 250, but he hits up to 430. This counters Dragon, this counters Mena, this almost hits Ururun and Bahamut. This almost hits Ururun and Bahamut. This basically beats everything that is not a special backliner. It is insane. This guy's range is really, really high. I like that the theory of this being some messed up alternate reality that Metabuster wanted to get rid of, but he stopped him in doing so. I guess so. It's kind of like... It's like a weird limbo dimension, I guess, where like things are messed up. And so I guess Socrates is like one of the things that like gets messed up. What the fuck is this? Is that Minos Prime? I guess that's like one of the theory. I think another theory that... Well, not a theory, but like... if I'm not mistaken, on like the opening text sequence of ZL, it mentions something about a sage. It mentions something about like trying to find sages or something like that. So I guess this is partial, this is like the sage that you're looking for. I subscribed to the theory that the cats ruined the multiverse. I'd imagine so. Yeah, that sounds pretty much about right. It also hits Raid, does it? Oh yeah, I guess Raid's like 400 or something, right? Raid does resist this guy, but again, his DPS is like really, really high that I don't even imagine that like Raid would survive that long. I'm sure Ray can survive a pretty decent amount of time, but Ray might not survive that long, you know? Oh, okay, that's the end of the music. Okay, let me turn on my music again. But yeah, so it's a very, very scary enemy, very scary stage. This is the Sage... there we go. Chokenja Super Sages are a type of enemy introduced in version 13.1 and first encountered in ZL9. Sages are resistant to most special effects inflicted by cat units, including Weaken, Freeze, Knockback, Slow, and Curse. So yeah, this is a natural ability that you're going to get for basically every Sages. However, there is, of course, with every subtrait, there's a Slayer, unfortunately. There's a new thing here called Sage Slayer. It's a new ability where, similar to like Behemoth Slayer, similar to Colossus Slayer, it does give you the edge over those enemies. It does give you extra damage, it does get you extra resist. It's 1.2 times extra damage and half damage resist, which is I guess a little bit similar to like Strong Against. It's not as big as Behemoth Slayer or Colossus Slayer. Behemoth Slayer, for example, does like 2.5 times damage against their trait targeting, I believe. Behemoth Slayer deals 2.5 times damage and receives 0.6. So it's not as crazy as like Behemoth Slayer. Colossus Slayer, I think it's like 1.7? No, 1.6. Colossus Slayer is 1.6 times and takes 0.7. Behemoth Slayer is 2.5 times damage and 0.6 resist. Stage Slayer is 1.2 times damage but 0.5 resist. So in a way, this is a little bit more like defensive. I do like this way better than the others because Behemoth Slayer is like really fucking stupid. 2.5 times damage is stupid as fuck, and having that and being able to like multiply it with like Strong Against or like massive damage and stuff like that is very, very, very dumb. Sage Slayer, luckily the multiplier isn't that big. I still kind of wish that there's no multiplier, but unfortunately there is a multiplier, and I guess at least it's not that bad, and I'm a little bit okay with it. On top of the ability to be able to having extra damage and resist better, Sage Slayer would also bypass the Sage ability of being able to resist those debuffs. So Sage Slayer would be able to just completely bypass those. So if your anti-floating has Sage Slayer, they would still do the full effect of whatever debuffs they do towards Sage enemies. So that's something, I guess. Currently, I believe the only unit that has Sage Slayer is the unit that you get from ZL himself. I forgot to mention that this is a legend unit. This is the first legend ZL. I completely forgot to talk about that. Yeah, you get Socrates after you beat the stage. Socrates himself does have Sage Slayer. So if you see here, he does have Sage Slayer ability right here. But there is another person who has Sage Slayer, and it is Nurse Cat. Nurse Cat now has an Ultra Talent, which gives her Sage Slayer. And would you know it, Nurse Cat is an anti-floating, so you can use her for Socrates. So if you really badly want to beat Socrates, but you don't have Cyber and Sniper, or you just don't really want to think too much, then you could consider going Ultra Talent for Nurse. Nurse does have like 50% chance to knock back and slow for floating. So it is a pretty good unit to bring for Socrates. Nurse Cat is relevant for one stage currently. Anti-floating and anti-black, it looks like she made for it. Yeah, this does kind of feel like the stage for Nurse. The other Ultra Talent that she has is a 100% chance to do Mini Search and Cost Down. The Cost Down is 450 at max, which is really not much. Her cost is 4,350, so it minus 450 is like 3,900. It's like, yeah, that's cheap, but that's not that much. You're not gonna really spend 225 NP for that. The Mini Surge, I don't really like either. Like, Surge is good, a guaranteed Surge is nice, but having to invest so much on Nurse and only getting Mini? And it's level 1? And it's 300 to 900 range? Is very unreliable, is very random, is very not that crazy. It doesn't feel worth it. It doesn't really feel that worth it. But the Sage Slayer is there currently. I do have a feeling that this is going to be irrelevant within like 1 or 2 updates, unfortunately. I think Nurse will have her time to shine right now, but in like 1 or 2 updates, I think she probably would get overshadowed by something else. It's mini search. I thought it was regular search. Yeah, no, it's mini search. It's really unfortunate. It's either Windy or Nurse. Yeah, another person that can counter this is Ultra Form Windy. This is still a floating enemy. This is still a floating enemy, and Ultra Talent Windy still nukes the hell out of it. Even if you can't stall it that well, Nurse will be able. Windy will be able to nuke it down very, very fast. Does Sage Slayer get cancelled by Curse? No. Sage Slayer is the same as like Behemoth Slayer or what's your name? Behemoth Slayer or Colossus Slayer. These things are not a trait targeting ability. It is a sub-trait targeting ability. It doesn't really require... Okay, so the way Curse works is that it's going to make you not target any trait. So, for example, if Nurse gets cursed, she will be a anti-nothing, if that makes sense. She won't be an anti-floating, she won't be an anti-black. But her Sage Slayer doesn't require her to trait target anything. Like, her knockback and slow requires a target. It requires a unit, it requires something to be targeted by the knockback and slow. But Sage Slayer doesn't require that. Sage Slayer is just going to check this guy have sub-trait or not. It's already been like embedded in the ability. So no, it doesn't, the curse doesn't disable it. But since the Sage Slayer does, since curse still removes the knockback and slow, it does mean that she can't debuff if she's cursed. But she'll still get the extra damage and she'll still get the extra resist. Surgeon has never been more useless. Yeah, well, I mean, who knows? Maybe Surgeon gets Sage Slayer, you know? Many more victims will follow the curse of being destined to receive Sage Slayer as a talent. Yeah, and they're going to be irrelevant within 2 updates. But yeah, so that's Nurse. Moving on from that, let's talk about the Socrates unit himself. This is a very odd unit. So let's just go straight to the main stats first, right? It is a 4,350 cost unit. Pretty much similar to the likes of Ururun, of like Mina, Bahamut, Gigando, and all that stuff. It is a 250 range unit. How odd is that? It does have like pretty decent HP, 93k HP, but it's not crazy big. 93k HP. It is level 30, right? So it is higher than level 50. It's not crazy big. It's not exactly a designated super tanker, and the DPS isn't that crazy either. 6k DPS for like a 250 range unit is really weird, given that this unit costs 4,350. So something's weird here. It does have Omni Strike, reaches up to 400, and a 30% chance to freeze Angel for 1.67 seconds. Weird, isn't it? Only a 30% chance to freeze Angel for like 2 seconds. It does attack really, really fast, right? It does attack really, really fast. But it doesn't feel like it justifies the 4,350 cost, or the long respawn, or the low range. But when on the battlefield, tap icon again to summon its spirits. What? So this is the new ability, Summon. Here's a new ability. This ability was added to BCJP 13.1. This is an ability that is it's not an official English it's not an official English translation, but
I guess like the entire community is gonna call it summon now. This is a spirit summoning ability where if you tap the unit again, a new unit will spawn behind him. I'm gonna show a footage first. Actually, let me show a footage first so that it's easier to understand, I guess. How about this? No, wait, hold on. How about... I'm trying to find Twitter clips that I can see for, like, showing summons.
3, 2, 1, go.
I want to show one that is not too crazy. I'm sure I have some. Hold on. I'm gonna have to like scour through Twitter a little bit. Give me a second, right? Ah, okay, whatever. Alright, I'm just gonna show this then. Right. So, let's look at this. Not now. What do you mean something went wrong? What? Oh? Oh, okay, there we go. So this is the summon ability. Okay, this is Twitter quality, so this is gonna be crunchy. But you see here on the bottom, there's a text here that says something something okay, right? So this is what's the new. This is how you do the summon. When Socrates is on the field, you can press the button again, and it will summon that spirit over there in the middle. And that spirit is going to do an attack. That spirit is also immune to boss knockback, and it is also 100% dodge. So you see there, you see Razorback attacking the spirit and it does nothing? Yeah. Also, the spirit is a one-time attacker. So after it attacks, it'll die. The spirit is completely invulnerable. It is not able to get hit by anything, not even boss wave. It is completely invulnerable. There's completely no way to disable it or to interrupt it whatsoever. And it's going to do a single attack, and then it's going to disappear. So it is a weird way to say summon. It's like, it is technically a summon. It is a summon. It'll take up a cat limit. However, it's not as much of a summon than it is than like a one-time ability, I guess. Also, you can see Socrates attacking over there. But yeah, it's not so much of like exactly a summoning, more than like it's going to use up one-time attack. And yeah, after you summon it, you won't be able to summon it anymore. It is both a wall and an attacker. Like, if you see here, the place where it is summoned is actually behind Socrates. It's a little bit hard to see here because it is being summoned when Socrates is getting knocked back. But normally, it would be summoned behind Socrates. So rarely would you ever use it as a wall. You'll only ever use it as a wall if Socrates gets knocked back by like boss knockback or anything like that. But normally, the soul wouldn't get hit because it would spawn behind Socrates. Socrates does have like 250 range, and so you can see here, like it does like one attack, and it weakens the Razorback and it weakens the Squirrel. So where is it? Here. So in here, you can see here, it has 100% chance to dodge attack, it's immune to boss shockwave, attacks once and then disappears, and it has 100% chance to weaken all enemies for about like 6 seconds long. So this is kind of like your weakened cannon, right? This is like your weakened cannon now. You know, so Socrates himself only targets angels, but the spirit targets everything. The summon is completely different than the unit itself. Also, even though I'm only covering one summon unit in this video, just so that you know, every summon is unique. Every summoner has unique summons. These summons can have different attack. These summons can have different abilities. Technically, these summons can have different attack range and everything. But for now, for all we know, the summons currently that we have are all the same range and summons at like a similar timing and a similar attack rate and everything, and disappears at the exact same time with the same range. But it technically can be different, and everyone has like different designs. Don't ask how I know that, just because we're only covering one summon, but just trust me on this one, right? Just you know, it's just a really good hunch that is the case. But every summoner will have their own special summon. It's all going to be unique. But generally, I think all of them will have a similar. It'll have like a similar way of spawning and attacking and range and everything. It's just that they all can have like different abilities and different damage and everything, and they all have like different they all have different designs too. Like you can see here, like the special soul have like the Socrates like beard and Socrates clothing. It's really cute. I really like this. I really like this detail. Totally just a guess. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just a guess based off the design. I mean, the design is like unique to Socrates, right? So surely every other soul also have like different abilities and everything. But yeah, they could make summons that don't die unless they kill themselves via damage in the future. Technically, maybe. I think currently as it is being programmed, the soul... I think the souls currently aren't even like marked as completely 100% chance to dodge. Like, I think it is kind of an innate ability that every summon has, question mark, but yeah. The summon, from what I remember, I haven't seen the footage of this, but some data miners say that like summons cannot spawn behind your base. If Socrates is behind your base, it'll try to summon it right at the same distance as your base. I think it has a maximum distance too for enemy base, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, generally it'll try to spawn behind Socrates, but there are minimum range for it. By the way, this damage, 4,500 damage, is level 30. So at like level 50, I think this deals like 60-70k damage or something like that. It is very high. It is a nuke, and it is 800 range, but it does spawn behind Socrates, so it is much less than 800. It's probably realistically around like, I don't know, like 600 maybe? 500, 600, somewhere around there. Realistically, that's the range that the summon is gonna have. 650, I guess? Yes, I guess so. I guess it's probably around 650. Yeah, it's somewhere around there. It's not going to be effective 800 unless your Socrates gets knocked back. So that's cool. This is what makes spawning Socrates worth it, right? 4,350 cost isn't just for this weird freeze angel unit. It is also for you to be able to summon this nuke. This is a nuke that weakens for a very long time. Some special traits, I guess, that summoners has. You see here, you see here that normally, you see that there's like the OK icon, right? But after you press the OK icon, you see that it is like grayed out. Like the Socrates icon is like grayed out, or I guess like red out. The reason for this is that you cannot have two Socrates on the field. So I guess this is the way that Ponos tries to program summoners to not be confusing on like when to summon stuff and when to actually like when to summon stuff or when to actually summon the summon. So you cannot have two Socrates on the field until the first Socrates dies. Until the first Socrates dies, you cannot spawn another Socrates.
you have to summon the summon if you want to summon another thing. Or well, no, actually, you have to let Socrates dies if you want to summon another Socrates. So yes, you cannot stack Socrates. This is, I think, also partially the reason on why Socrates have such a low range. Socrates have only 250 range, and I think this is actually like by design. This is, I think, a design choice. I think Ponos deliberately wants Socrates to be able to die pretty easily, so that you can summon another Socrates when you feel like it. So maybe if like your Socrates gets like perma-stunned or like perma-freeze, perma-slowed, then you wouldn't be able to summon another Socrates, and you would be like in a pinch. That's why they try to make Socrates die easier, even though it has a really high health. It only has 250 range, which means that it will try to kill themselves pretty fast. So yeah, you can't baby boom Socrates. You can have 2 different summoners. So if you have like 10 different summoners, it's not like you have to wait for like one summoner to die to spawn another. You can spawn everyone, just that each summoner can only be spawned once. You can only spawn the extra Socrates. Okay, this is not something that I can show from footage, but this is something that I've seen from testing. This is something that I've asked about by tester. Your Socrates, your new Socrates can only be spawned after the soul animation. So like after Socrates dies and his soul goes up, after the soul disappears, that's when you can summon a new Socrates. However, if your Socrates is dying, so if your Socrates is getting knocked back when it's dead, if you get what I mean, so it has like 4 knockback, right? If it's getting knocked back the 4th time, which means that it's going to die, you can still summon the soul. However, after Socrates turns into a soul, you can't summon it anymore. So your maximum, the latest you can spawn a soul is right before Socrates himself turns into a soul. I just realized that also applies to the unit only restriction. Unit only restriction? What do you mean by that? You mean by like cat limit? If you mean by cat limit, then yes. The summon does take up cat limit. So if you have like 50 units on the field, you can't summon and you can't use the summon ability. It's similar to Iron Wall, where spawning iron, you just straight up could not spawn Iron Wall if you have 50 units in the field. If the summoner dies, you can't summon the summon. Who would have guessed? Yeah, but like you can summon the summon if it's right before the soul animation. You can still do that. What else is there to talk about when it comes to the summon? I think that's basically about it. There is a bug currently. So there's a really funky thing. I'm not sure if you guys noticed this. I've been playing this footage for a couple of times now, right? But I don't know if you guys have noticed this. So, did you notice something weird happening when you press the summon button? Did you see something weird here? Did you notice anything weird between these frames? Well, what if I show your attention to the top right corner? You see the money that this guy has? From 5,900, and then it goes down when you press it? Isn't that weird? Isn't that funny? That perhaps spawning a summon costs money? And you see how much it costs? It costs about, I don't know, about 4,350, I would say, which is about the same amount of price to spawn Socrates. So, yeah, something is not quite right here. However, let me show another footage, right? Let me show another footage. Let me show this footage instead. So this is from the JP anniversary. You see how much money he has? Remember that previously the summon cost like 4,350. This guy clearly doesn't have enough money, and he pressed the summon button anyways. It still works. It does zero out your money, but it does still work. It does work. You see, the money does decrease from like 2,600 to like basically nothing. Yeah, it works. It still works. So, Ponos have made a bulletin board about this. This is a bug. This is a bug. It's not intended. This is an unintended feature that pressing the summon button costs you the same amount of money as the summoner. This is a confirmed bug, and they are going to fix this, hopefully. But yeah, it is a bug. Fortunately, spawning the summon does not cost you like 8,700. It is the spirit puts him into depth, but yeah, it is a bug. You're not supposed to cost money for this, but at the current version, it does cost money, unfortunately. Can you summon while your unit is frozen? Yes. You can summon if your unit gets CC'd, while it gets knocked back, while it gets frozen or whatever. Like I said, even when it's dying, you can spawn it, as long as it hasn't turned into a soul. So, yeah. So this is currently a bug that you lose money when you spawn it, but it is unintended currently. Other than that, the main thing that like... Okay, so the Socrates pawn, you can use it for like not only emergency nuke, but also emergency weaken, right? I think like a almost 7 seconds weaken. I think this is like 8 second with treasure. An 8-second weaken with 100% chance of like this high range is really, really valuable. Weaken on demand is insane. Weaken on demand is really, really good, especially for rusher units. Rusher units like thrives off of weaken. It gets rebound more, it survives longer, it's like the heaven for rushing units. And currently, like lately, the meta for battle cats has just been like rush this, rush that, Yukimura this, Awakened Bahamut this, Courier that. Having weaken on demand on all traits is huge, especially for 8 seconds long. This is heaven for rushers. But not only that, you can make like rushers rebound. You can make Edie, Yukimura, Awakened Bahamut rebound more, or like even Maglev rebound more on like enemies that knock back. Since it also resists, since it's also immune to boss shockwave, you can do some pretty silly stuff. Like this. Remember this stage? Where if you hit the base, this is an SOL stage, I forgot the name, Cubist Crimes, I think is the name. I remember the stage where if you hit the base, a shit ton amount of brawlers will come out unless you one-shot the base. Well, you can also do this. So, when you hit the base, you spawn the summon, and you win. You see Socrates is dead here, but the summon still persists, and the summon is dodging everything, and it just immediately kills everyone. And okay, well, technically here there's no boss wave, but even if there is a boss wave here, it's still going to like kill the base. This is a pretty big unit for cheesing. I think it also shows right here. So Twitter, load please. But yeah, it also shows right here where like you press it and then the stage summons. Even though there is a boss shockwave, you can still cheese the stage with that. So the immunity to boss wave is pretty big for like cheesing and whatnot. So if you need like something to hit the base, or it's not only that, it's something to hit the base, then you can use that. But not only that, remember, you can use this guy for like Brawlo base hit, which is also really huge because there's a lot of like annoying stages that has like, you know, those stages. I'm sure you've gone through these stages where you hit the base and then immediately like 3 Gabriels came out, or like 2 Brawlos comes out, and then it like immediately kills all your units, right? These shit happen so much, right? Like suddenly like 4 or 5 Gabriels comes out of the base, and then like it immediately chips off whatever units you have. Well, no longer with summon, because with summon you can just block the Gabriels and Brawlos off. It is so nice to not really be able to finally have something to deal with this without using like cannon, because like sometimes you have to like really time cannon or something like that, or you basically gotta like waste cannon to counter that. But now you don't need to do that anymore. You can just spawn something and it'll block the Gabriels, it'll block the Brawlos, whatever. Of course, for now, this is very inaccessible, but I'm sure in the future there's a little bit more units that can do this, but yeah. New irrelevant facing danger stats. Yeah, I have seen a couple of facing danger footage of that. It is one of those funny haha I can do facing danger with stupid units kind of deal. But yeah. It is another facing danger unit. I think that's about it for summon. I don't really know what else to talk about for summon. There is only like one more thing to talk about, and this is something that I'm very excited about. Ultra Talent Catapult. Catapult finally gets a 4th form. Deservedly so. This design looks sick as fuck. I really like this. And also, we got an official fat fuck. Let me get a more HD picture of this. Let's see. Alright. So we got this, right? This is a more HD version of the image. Look at that! Look at that! That's so good! I really like the colors for this is so nice. It's so vibrant. It's so cool. I really like this. But also, most importantly, HD fat ass. We got HD golden fat fuck. The rarest HD golden fat fuck. Let's go. He's still eating rice, but now his bowl is golden, his spoon is golden. He's gone up a rank a little bit. This is so good. We got HD fat fuck. But yeah, design is really, really cool. I've already talked about this before, but like, 4th form, one of the main selling point of 4th form is the new design. New design is so much more appealing than like Ultra form. Ultra talents. It's so nice to see a like 4th spin on a unit. It's so nice. It's so cool. I believe like the JP translation for this is like the ultimate mech or something like that. Like this is like super destruction tank Gigapardo for true form. For the ultra form, it is can I like Google translate this? It is Gigapardo, the ultimate tank. Like that shit kind of slaps. Like that's kind of raw. That name's kind of cool. It's just like the ultimate tank. But yeah, so this is the ultimate tank. Cat 6 Siege Engine, Cat 8 Behemoth, Ultra Form, whatever it's called, I don't know. Where's the... oh, here. The true form, or sorry, the Ultra Form, grants him quite a lot of stuff. Hold on. Let me go back. Okay, right here. Oh no, I can't show these. Oh fuck. I'm gonna have to cut that from the VOD. But yeah, so let me just compare it manually then, I guess. The attack range doesn't change, the attack frequency doesn't change, the movement speed doesn't change, the knockback doesn't change, the attack animation doesn't change, the recharge doesn't change. What does change is the health goes up from 136k base. Wait, no, this is the level 60 health. Wait, does the health increase? I think the health slightly increases, right? No, hold on. Okay, I need... this sucks. Okay, I need to look up an update info comparison. No, hold on. What am I doing? I could just do this. Hold on. Give me a second. Right, there we go. Because I need to show this without going back to the previous page, or else I'm gonna risk getting a ban again. There we go. Added one new ultra form. This is the changes that he gets. There we go. So the health doesn't increase, but the damage does. The damage almost doubles, not really doubles, but like the damage does go up a huge amount. From 6k base DPS to 10k base DPS. Leaked? What leaked? This is fine. From 6k base DPS to 10k base DPS, it targets Relic. The weaken is 100% chance, and it gets curse immunity and it gets toxic immunity. It is so nice. Also, the blind spot reduces from 150 to 100, which I thought was like really funny. It really doesn't need the blind spot buff, in my opinion. The blind spot from 150 is already really small. Even if zombie burrows towards it, I think it's very rare for zombies to get into the 150 blind spot, but it gets 50 less blind spot now, which I guess it's fine. Pretty much nothing non-zombie will be able to get into his blind spot. Like the only thing that can get into his blind spot are shit like one horn. Like not even dojus are 100 are going to be able to get into the blind spot. It's literally only zombies and like one horn. That's literally it. Other than that, it also gains a significantly higher damage. The base damage, like I said, was previously 6,000 on level 60, but now it is 10,000 on level 60. It is pretty damn good for a 400 range unit with a LD to go to 725. It is really good damage. It is so solid. And again, it is also target Relic now, which means that not only that it weakens Relic, it also resists Relic. So against basically every zombies and relics, since the weaken is 100%, you basically kind of have like a times 8 health for relics and times like 10 for zombies if they weaken it. The thing is, this guy's weaken is not only guaranteed, it is basically almost permanent. Its weaken is 250 frames, his attack frequency is 252 frames. With the COTC zombie treasures, this is permanent. Against Relic, this is almost permanent. This is only 2 frames off, which is basically nothing. So it is still basically permanent for Relics and zombies. Perma Weaken LD with virtually almost no blind spot. It is so good. It is actually the ultimate tank now, yeah. It is actually the ultimate tank, where not only it resists, it also weakens. It's so nice. It has really solid damage. It's curse resist, it's toxic resist, so it can like tank any toxic that it wants. It can't be cursed. It is so nice. There's a lot, I already talked about this again with like Noiluga, but there are a lot of relic enemies that stands really far away. Loki, Loris, Autumn, even like Puffy, even like Puffington, that all can be targeted. That all is like a prime target for Siege Engine, and it is so nice to not only have the weaken ability, but also having like really solid damage. It's so good. Other than that, yeah. You guys do realize he's still LD? He has 100 blind spot. This thing is not hitting again. Zombies can burrow inside it. Technically, he does have a minus 320 wit, like for natural for every units, right? But he has 100 blind spot. The only relic that is going inside this blind spot is like Old Horn. That's it. It's just Old Horn. He still can tank like every other. What range is Old Horn? Let me check. I'm pretty sure Old Horn is 100. It's less than 100. Yeah, Old Horn is 80. But aside from Old Horn, pretty much nothing is going to enter his blind spot. Not even Doges. Not even. I don't think even Sorrels can get in, unless Sorrel like zooms in with the speed and clips through. Maybe Sorrel. Sorrel is 110 with 40 movement speed. Okay, Sorrel can clip. Sorrel might potentially clip. But I think, like, you can deal with Sorrel with a bunch of other stuff. Sorrel has a chance to clip, but it's not a 100% chance to clip. Sorrel can clip, but yeah, it is very, very nice. Again, I think you won't really be using it for, like... the tankiness is like it's like a strong suit, but I think like the main strength that he has now is the damage and the basically perma weaken. It is very, very nice. I am so happy that Siege Engine gets the treatment that he deserves. It's not it's the thing is like with his damage upgrade, what's good is that he's now not only a really good anti-erotic, anti-zombie, but he's also just a good generalist, period. And like a 10,000 DPS for a level 60 unit is not unheard of. That is actually like relatively common, but for an LD unit that reaches up to 700, it is so good. LD unit usually has like lower range to lower damage to compensate for its piercing, but having this like really solid DPS for an LD unit with virtually no blind spot is really, really good. But yeah, it is. I'm really glad with how this guy turned out. You can bet your ass at 13.1, I'm getting his Ultra Form. He's going to be the second unit that I'm going to level 60. I am very sure of that. I am super happy with how this guy turned out. Also, you might be wondering, like, hey, Lucas, last update, didn't you say you hate Ultra Form or whatever? It's like, okay, I still don't really... The thing about Ultra Form is that not that I dislike the concept, it's that I think the timing is really, really bad. When it releases Ultra Form is when we were hoping for so much stuff to be released. We were hoping for like Super Cat True Form, we were hoping for Shigong and whatever, and it's like, okay, new concept of something that is not a lot of people are going to care about. It's like, bro, on a major update? Like if you release this on a minor update, I would be fine. But on a major update, we've been hyping 13.0 for a while, and now you come up with like Ultra Talent 2.0? Really? I think I would have been fine if this is a minor update. If 13.0 is a minor update, I would have been maybe a little bit okay with it. But like 13.0 was like so built up by everyone, and then it's like, oh, okay. That's kind of disappointing. I will say I do generally like Ultra Form so much better than Ultra Talents. They handle Ultra Form so much better than Ultra Talent so far, but I'm still disappointed that 13.0 was just Ultra Forms. I'm still disappointed that that's the case. That like a major update was just something for Ubers and Ubers only. I still think it sucks, but I'm still happy for those who received the Ultra Talents, you know? Where the fuck is Labyrinth? I need Dark Cat's Eyes. Yeah, it's still not returning. We are getting Heavenly Tower soon, but not Dark Cat's, not Labyrinth. 41 to 50 Infernal Tower I think gives Dark Cat's Eyes, but like not that much. 13.0 also gave Frosty Kai better stats. Yep, sure. But yeah. I was actually thinking of maybe doing like a review of the new Infernal Tower floors, but I don't think I should until I actually play it. Like, I don't think I should actually do that until I actually play it myself. But yeah, that's kind of about it for 13.1. Overall, I am... How do I put this? I'm a bit mixed with this update. I think I want to like this update. But I do generally like... I do like how they handle Summon. I think Summon is actually done very, very well, minus the bug of Summon eating up cost. I think Summon is a really, really cool ability. I think they handled Summon really, really well. There are fan-made abilities of Summons out there where it goes like out of hand very, very quickly. So I'm actually glad they managed to do Summon like in a pretty balanced way, I would say. Even if it is pretty gimmicky with like it being like resist to boss shockwave and everything, I'm still generally pretty happy with how it turned out. Summon I think was handled really well. Sage I think is a really, really cool subtype. I really like the idea of Sage because this is a subtype where it is not only a subtype for the sake of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, when it comes to Behemoths and Colossus, they basically have no actual difference aside from like design, right? But for Sage, it's not only that they have design, it's also that they have a special innate ability of being able to resist all sorts of stuff. I think it's really, really cool. I think it's really nice. It gives Sages so much more uniqueness than just like, oh, we stuff a black orb to a unit and call it a new subtype. And now you can use your Colossus Slayer for this. Haha, guys, right? We give you Colossus Slayer for a reason, right? Guys, you want to use Cone, right? You want to use Cone. It's like, whatever, man. But like this is actually a unique subtype with like a unique ability. I think it is very, very cool. Sage Slayer, I still don't like that it has the 1.2 times effect or the resist, but it is handled so much better than Behemoth Slayer. It is handled so much better than Colossus Slayer, especially Behemoth Slayer. It is at least pretty balanced. I do like the idea that like at least if your Sage Slayer doesn't target it doesn't have the ability to debuff the Sage enemy that you're targeting, it can still at least deal a little bit more damage. It can still at least have a little bit more advantage. I'm pretty okay with that. It is handled so much better than Behemoth Slayer. Fuck Behemoth Slayer. This shit sucks. This shit is unbalanced as hell. This shit is stupid as fuck. Nothing should deal like 10 times damage to a unit. It is very, very stupid. I'm glad Sage Slayer learned from this. Other than that, like, I still think this update can be handled better. I'm still a little bit sour about Ultra Form, but I'm glad that Siege Engine is the one that gets Ultra Form. So yeah, I'm generally pretty happy with this update, but I do think they can handle stuff a little bit better. But I think this is a huge improvement from 13.0. I think it is also partially because 13.0 was such... it was supposed to be a major update, and then it ended up being a letdown. But yeah, 13.1, pretty good. I'm kinda enjoying this. As not only that, we also got a proper ZL stage that is actually challenging.
One thing that this stage did, that I've noticed that I have not seen in like forever, is that it actually made the community gather up and try to strategize. I know that sounds weird, but like when this update dropped and when people are trying to fight Socrates, some people on Discord are like, oh my god, how do I do this? How do I beat this? I've tried this unit, I've tried that unit, I've tried Doron, I've tried Egg Pop, I've tried Zamboni, I've tried Research Rock, I've tried this and that, and I've tried like double Ururun, I've tried whatever, and nothing's working, and then people are like actually struggling. It is nice to see that. Like, I know it's weird to say it's like, haha, they're struggling, nice, but like I genuinely have not seen that in forever. Because for such a long time, it feels like every hard stage is like, just use X and win. But even like right now, even if you use Cyber and Sniper, you still need like such a proper defensive like meat shields and like very specific like meat shield choices and whatever. People are like actually struggling and actually trying to band up together to try to like find the best strategy for this. It is weirdly refreshing. It feels like the last time I seen this was like years. It felt like years the last time I see a community struggle on a stage. That is not something stupid like Barons. So yeah, I'm actually very happy. It's so weird too, because like this stage is so simple. It's literally just a boss and periodic dark doges. It's so stupid simple, yet everybody struggles on it. It's so funny. Strategize just for the conclusion of using the degenerate SRs. Yeah, but even like using the degenerate SR, like you still need like the proper offense and defense, right? Like people still go like, oh my god, unique bullet train, I'm gonna use Egg Pot to attack the doges because Egg Pot has like more damage than Zamboni. I gotta use this and that. I gotta use Research Octo, I gotta use like Killer Cat or whatever. I gotta use Neko Common at level 15 with floating defense and defense up. Like, even with the degenerate SR, people are still... It's still not brain dead. And that's crazy. I remember when people thought it was easy because the first footage sent was Ultra Form Windy. Yeah. I also, admittedly, when I first saw the stage, I was also like, whatever, this is like a stupid ass stage, you just spam Octo and win. And then people start talking about it more and more and more and more, and I'm like, wait, the stage is legit. This is like an actual stage. I'm sure this stage would probably get power crept in like 1 or 2 updates, unfortunately. I think that's the realistic nature of it. I'm sure this update is going to get beaten by like a random Ultra Form in 1 or 2 stages. Maybe, how about, you know, this guy is floating, right? How about, you know, maybe we do have like a super rare unit that has not been used in forever, you know? What if maybe a certain anti-floating super rare could get a redemption, you know? Who knows? I mean, you know, like Sage, it also kind of like fits in the team, you know? Maybe? Ponos? Maybe? Ultra Talent? Ultra Form? Summon? Something? You know? Maybe? Right? Who knows? Copium, look, I know. It is Copium, but it would be cool. Man. That would be so cool if it fits so well, right? Like, having this guy being a Sage Slayer would fit teams so well. Ponos, please, listen to me. I have good ideas, right? Man. Yeah, overall, pretty good update. I'm not too disappointed. I'm slightly annoyed by stuff here and there, but generally I'm not too disappointed. I'm still hoping if there's any chance of like Ultra Form
non-Ubers or like Ultra Talent non-Ubers, or just fucking give Rover and Shigong something. But yeah, that's about it for this update. Oh right, I think someone also mentioned we got a Relic Citadel. We got a new Citadel. There is a Relic Citadel over here now. Wait, this is not released yet. Never mind. We don't have anything. We don't have anything. Never mind. We don't have anything. We don't have anything. Forget what I said. Forget I said anything. So, pretty good update. Pretty satisfactory. I think that's about it. I don't know what else to say. What are your inputs on this? There is no Relic Citadel and postings. I'm also I did say I was thinking of maybe doing some gameplay. I think I also mentioned in the community post that I might do Tevi, but I think I'm too tired for it now. I kind of want to just go to sleep. What's Relic Citadel? I don't know. Is there a Dark Eye reward? I actually don't know. I actually need to check on that. But unfortunately, Relic Citadel does not exist. The new Citadel is to play Tevi. I'm too tired. I really want to play Tevi, but I'm too tired currently. There is on the last two stages. Well, there you go. But yeah, I think that's about it for now. I do still wish that Ponos comes back to like the older stuff, to Relic, to Rover and Shigong, to the Forgotten Super Rares, to stuff like Unicycle or like Valkyrie Cat, and gave them something. But for now, I am actually kind of liking the new new abilities, the new subtype, the new content. I think it's pretty cool. But I do think it is better if they go back and do, you know, give the older units more attention. The Tevi Citadel. I guess that would be like the Boss Rush Colosseum. Just give us our monthly talents. There are some monthlies don't even have true form. Delivery Cat doesn't even have true form. Who else doesn't have true form? What other monthlies don't have true form? I only remember Delivery Cat. I guess Delivery Cat technically isn't a monthly, it's kind of like an event, but yeah. Gift of Cats, yeah, that's also... that also doesn't have a true form. Marshmallow, that also doesn't have a true form. Man. Yeah, I do wish they would actually like finish what they started, but unfortunately not yet. Killer Tank Cat, that is true. That's probably gonna happen next year though. I think like the Killer Cats are gonna like have one true form and one new Killer Cats every year, right? But yeah, I think that's about it. I don't really know what else to say. I have a lot of like rare tickets that I can roll, but currently the only thing that is guaranteed is like Girls Months and Christmas. But I kind of don't feel like rolling on either. I have most of Girls Months. I am slightly interested in Vega. Because I'm kind of curious how she plays out, but... I have most of Girls Months, so I don't feel like I should risk it. I also have most of... well, Christmas Ubers, so I'm like, okay, whatever. I guess I shouldn't really, I probably don't really need to roll. Okay. 40, thank you for the Prime sub. Okay, that notification definitely didn't come out, right? I mean, I think it came out visually. I don't think I heard it. That's so weird. But yeah, thank you for the Prime sub. Why is that? That's so weird. You don't understand, we need 7 more monthly, 7 more Ultra Form before monthly True Form. God damn it. Give us a present, so roll, you cheapskate. What do you mean, give us a present? Oh, you know, actually, like, speaking of gifts, I was thinking about, like, the end of the year. Like, this is the end of the year and everything, right? I was thinking, like, if there's anything special that I want to do for, like, New Year's. Because, like, I mean, I did, like, a Christmas video, but I didn't do anything for, like, New Year's. I was thinking, like, should I do... okay, this goes back to one of the promises I made for the charity stream I did last year, which is that I should do a Q&A, and I have not done that at all. Should I have done that? Should I have done like a Q&A? Like a yearly review Q&A stream or something like that? But I don't know. No, actually, I think this is already like way too late. I think this might be way too late for a Q&A, but I might do like a yearly review where I'll kind of just like look back and I don't know, look back at this year and my content and the Battle Cats updates in general, I guess. Like what's going on for like this year's Battle Cats updates, what's going on for like this year's contents. Like I could maybe do that. Happy New Year. It's not New Year's yet, but yeah, I might do like yearly review. I kind of doubt people would be that interested in it, but I think it would be nice to like talk about my experiences this year. It's like this year is weird for me. This year I'm both more tired, yet I'm also I have a better schedule. It's really weird. I both have a better schedule and a worse schedule. Or rather, I think I have a generally worse schedule because there's more things to do, but I am better at scheduling stuff this year. So it kind of like cancels each other out. So in a way, it's like I'm not necessarily... It doesn't feel like I'm improving my schedule because the schedule is worse, yet I'm better at scheduling. I don't know. It's weird. This year is weird. This year is really weird to me. Anyways, that's all for now. I guess I'll roll once on like... I'll roll once on both. I'll roll once on Girls' Months and then I'll roll once on Christmas. Just one ticket, that's all. Oh, wow. What the fuck? It's a Christmas miracle. Holy shit. It's actually a Christmas miracle. What the fuck? I actually got what I want? What the fuck? Pre-recorded? It's not, I swear. What the fuck? Oh my god. It's actually a Christmas miracle. What? It's not just any Uber too. It's literally the Uber that I talked about. What the fuck? This is all you know what? Maybe it is, actually. It is all pre-recorded, guys. You don't need to be so excited. It's just a joke. It's just a funny haha. I've prepared all this in advance. I think. Maybe. Christmas coup. Yeah, let's see. This is totally gonna be Christmas coup, right, guys? No, hold on. Hold on, give me a second. Wait. Right, so... Wow, guys! Holy shit, I can't believe this. I got Santa Coup from one ticket? Oh my god, back to back? Vega and then Santa Coup? Holy shit! That's crazy, guys! Guys, this is the luckiest roll ever. No way! I can't believe my luck, dude. This shit's crazy. This really is a Christmas miracle. Can I get an amen? Amen, amen. By the way, I haven't asked you guys. I hope you guys have a good Christmas. I forgot to talk about Christmas. Like, I hope you guys have a good Christmas. By the way, watch my Christmas video. That shit took me like 2 days of like not sleeping. That shit is so so last minute, but I'm actually glad how that one turned out. I actually thought that one was funny, which is kind of rare. And the quality decreased by 90%. I will watch the Christmas video. I'll do it soon. Do it. It's actually, I think, like one of my more prouder videos. It's one of the videos that I'm actually more proud of. Okay, someone is playing Battle Cats right now. Should I just rate them? Yeah, okay. Someone's playing Battle Cats right now. They seem to be kind of newish. I see Daliasan usage in Into the Future, and it's first form Daliasan, so I'd imagine she's probably a newbie. So I guess I'll just go there. Let's raid. I have no idea who this person is. I've never seen this person before, but let's rate her as usual. Alright, also, thank you for coming to the stream. I hope you have a great Christmas. I hope your New Year's is amazing. As usual, if you have my emote, use the first one. If you don't have my emote, use the second one. And remember, as per usual, this is someone else's stream. This is not my stream. Don't talk about me. Treat this like you're visiting someone else's place, right? This has nothing to do with me. This is no longer my stream. Don't put like weird inside jokes. That's very uncomfortable. That's very weird. I need to remind this like every time I raid because someone will always be weird. But okay. Thank you for coming to the stream. Bye bye. See you later. Goodbye.